Right team, today we're going to have a brainstorming session to come up with ideas on how we can improve our sales for the future.
Well, in my country, advertising is really important, so I propose we expand our advertising campaign.
Far too expensive, mate, as you can see. This isn't how we do it here, okay? Has anyone got any sensible ideas?
How about we put more funding into the R&D department so that ultimately we can expand our product range so that we can become more competitive?
It's a waste of time. We already have such a large team working on it around the clock, okay? Come on guys, this is supposed to be a brainstorming session. Does anyone have any good ideas?
I've got one. How about we expand into our international markets?
Yeah, and how do you propose we do that?
It's just an idea. I'm not really too sure at the moment.
Well, why don't you come back to me when you have some realistic ideas? Now guys, these are the kind of ideas that I don't want to hear. They're unrealistic and they're wasting my time. So if you have one of those vague ideas, keep it to yourself, alright?
This is an example of how not to be a transactional leader. Whilst brainstorming, the manager was far too confrontational and shooting down ideas. The manager was too strong with his punishment of the employee who came up with the unrealistic ideas. By making an example out of the employee in front of the group, it will destroy his confidence, resulting in him not making any suggestions in future.
Right team, how do you all feel about having a brainstorming session to come up with some ideas on how we can improve our sales?
Well, I have one. In my country, it's important advertising, so how about we expand our advertising campaign?
Yeah, this is what we're aiming to do, although I think at the moment funding might be a bit of an issue. I don't suppose you have any ideas on how we can raise some funds maybe?
Well, it was just an idea, so I haven't really thought about funding yet. How about I think some ideas and come back later?
Okay, that's good. I look forward to hearing those soon. Anybody else got some ideas?
How about we put some more funding into the R&D department so that ultimately we can expand our product range to become more competitive?
Well, it's the same point really, we just don't really have the money for it. Maybe you two could work on this together and come back to me with some ideas for funding?
Yeah,
Alright.
that's good.
It's okay.
Okay, great. We'll get together later and go over this, alright?
Right.
Carl, do you have any ideas?
I was thinking about expanding into our international markets.
Okay, this point might be a bit out of our depth at the moment, simply just because of the huge scale and obviously our funding problems won't reach at the moment. However, once we can raise funding, it's the next step. Have you thought about how we can break into these international markets?
I was thinking maybe about creating an attractive product range for the international markets. I think you're right about the funding though. Maybe I should have a look about it and come back to you later.
Okay, so I think we all agree that funding's our main priority for now, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's get together back at 4 and come up with these ideas that we've had today, alright?
Yeah.
Okay.
This scenario showed how to be a transactional leader. The manager encouraged employees to have a discussion about their ideas rather than just shooting them down. Therefore, it was a positive brainstorming meeting even though no decisions were actually made. Although the manager was the key decision maker, he allowed employees to give their own opinions and ideas about his decisions.